Hey guys, this is the Samsung Galaxy S23. I'm going to show you how to do a camera glass replacement only in order to have a brand new look on your cameras. One thing that you need to know, you need to replace the camera glass on your device as soon as possible, because if you let it sit, it might damage the camera module and you will have to replace the camera module itself. The camera lenses are less expensive than the camera module, so let's get started. The first thing that I did was to cover the camera glasses that I didn't want to work first. So only one camera glass is exposed and we are going to start hitting that camera glass in order to remove it. I was hitting the camera glass with the highest setting on my heat gun and I heated the camera glass for a maximum of 33 seconds. It is always important to keep moving the hairdryer or the heat gun while you're trying to hit the camera glass. So the camera glass is broken at the center, so I took my tweezer in order to remove glass first, and after that I took my green scalpel and put it under the camera glass double-sided tape and try to remove a chunk of glass. If everything went well after you inserted the blade between the camera glass and the frame of the device, you can simply pull the camera glass with the tape attached on it. Just like that, we have removed the first camera glass that is broken, and after that we need to blow some air on the camera glass in order to push any dust or anything that may damage the camera module or sit on the camera module lens. The camera module exposed was covered with heat resistance tape in order to protect the camera module. Here also, for the second camera glass that is broken, I heated the camera glass for 35 seconds before I started pulling the camera glass. You can do this with a hairdryer, but it might take longer than 35 seconds in order to have the camera glass ready. The camera glass at the bottom had a faint crack line at the bottom of the circle, so in that case it is a little bit difficult to remove it like the first one. I need to create some cracks at the bottom of the camera glass. After the crack has been created, I heated the camera glass again. This time I heated the camera glass for 26 seconds before I start working on it. This camera was functional and it could see clearly as opposed to the other one, but it didn't look good with the crack. I then grabbed my green scalpel and put it at the side where I create the small crack, and after that I started pulling, and you can see the camera glass is getting removed from the frame of the device. You can see this was a little bit difficult to remove because it doesn't have double-sided tape like the aftermarket camera glass. This is more like some liquid glue that gets solidified after you let it sit on the camera glass. You need to test every single cameras to make sure that they are all functioning properly before you start the reinstallation of the camera glass. If you do not do this, you might have to redo everything after you see that there is a problem. This is the camera glass kit that I'm going to install on this Galaxy S23. I found that it is easier to have a single camera glass double-sided tape ready first. After you have it ready, you can just simply install that camera glass double-sided tape on the device first. After you have inserted the double-sided tape, you need to apply some pressure all around the double-sided tape in order for it to stick onto the camera bezel. While applying the pressure on the circle double-sided tape, make sure that you do not touch the camera lens, the camera module lens. Here is the second double-sided tape that I'm going to install on the device. You also need to make sure that there is no dust or something on the inside of your camera module area before you do the installation of the double-sided tape. Here again, you need to apply some pressure on the circle double-sided tape before we start the installation of the glass. After everything has been done, we need to remove the plastic covering the camera glass double-sided tape. After we have removed those, we simply need to remove the green plastic that is covering the double-sided tape sticky side, and after we have done that, we can start the installation of the camera glass. So this is a design that I do not like very much because you need to stick your tweezer right above the camera module lens. After you have done that, you need to pull on the green film in order to expose the sticky side. If you have the other design with the tape already attached on the glass, that is easier. Also, while doing this, make sure that you do not have any fingerprint on the camera glass, and you need to make sure that you do not have any dust on anything before you install the camera glass. This is a new camera glass. This is not the one that just dropped. Simply align the camera glass with the circular area on the camera bezel where it has to sit. After you drop the camera glass, make sure that it is fully aligned and fully seated. At this point, you can choose to apply some pressure on the camera glass that you just installed, but I think the best way is to install both camera glasses, and after that you can start applying pressure on both camera glass. This is simply going to minimize the possibility of having dust inside your camera glass on your S23. Wipe all the camera glasses to make them clear. Click on the video on the screen for the camera glass replacement with the other type of camera glass and double-sided tape that I mentioned earlier. Please let me know in the comment box if you try a camera glass replacement on your Samsung device. I really love reading your feedback on how you did it and if it was easy.